What's up, San Antonio Sparce fans? My name is Indomitable Will, and we are back for Season 4 of WPF Delta. And this time, we're playing to win. So, let's get right into the draft. But first, I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of either this season of WPF Delta or by the end of My League MBC. Whichever one comes first for us. Hopefully, y'all can help me achieve that goal. And yeah, we are currently sitting at about 460, so if you guys can help me get to 500 by the end of WPF Delta, I would be very, very appreciative. And without further ado, let's get into what could be our best and our winning WPF Delta draft. Alright, so WPF Delta had 16 coaches this season. We were 7th in the draft. And as you can see on screen what our 7th pick was, but I will get into that. Now we were 14th in WPF Delta Season 1. We were, I believe, 10th in WPF Delta Season 2. We were 8th in WPF Delta Season 3. This is WPF Delta Season 4, and we were 7th pick of the draft. We're moving up in the world. Anyway, our first pick is a monster. We got Terra Zarude. You can see it on your screen. It's a Grass Dark type. It's our Terra captain. Its ability is Leaf Guard, meaning it cannot be hit with a status condition when sun is up. It has a base 105 HP stat, 120 attack stat, 105 defense stat, 70 special attack stat, 95 special defense stat, and 105 speed stat. Zarude is an absolute threat this generation. Not only did it get moves such as Knockoff and Trailblaze in Generation 9, but the major downside of Zarude, in my opinion, is its horrible defensive typing in Grass and Dark. However, Terra helps mitigate this. For instance, Poison's only weaknesses are Psychic and Ground. Zarude, if you Terra it into a Poison type, its only weaknesses are Psychic and Ground, which Psychic's weak to Dark, and Ground is weak to Grass, which are Zarude stabs, so yeah, Terra Poison Zarude, or just any defensive typing for that matter. Pretty much anything's better than that Grass Dark typing it has now. Overall, Zarude has a very, very high attack stat. It's a shame I didn't get to try it sooner now that it's slowly becoming on people's radars. It wasn't before, but now it certainly is, so better late than never, I guess, but I can't wait to try this Pokemon, and spoiler alert, there may or may not be a future video coming where I don't like this Mon. Let's just say it like that. Moving on to our second pick of the draft, and we were able to pick up the powerful Fire Dragon type, Gouging Fire. Its ability, Photosynthesis, gives it a boost to its highest stat when the sun or booster energy is active. It has 105 in HP, 115 in attack, 121 in defense, 65 in special attack, 93 in special defense, and 91 in speed. And Gouging Fire, I believe, is basically Mega Charizard X, except it can hold heavy duty boots, meaning it's not taking rocks or spikes damage, which is phenomenal. I personally believe Gouging Fire is insane, even outside of Sun teams, and I'm really very much looking forward to trying it this season. And I think it's going to be a very, very strong member of the team. So yeah, that's Gouging Fire. You know, it has access to things like Outrage, to Raging Fury, to Flare Blitz. All very strong moves. It has setup options such as Dragon Dance, the signature move Burning Bulwark to act as a protect that can also burn the opponent if they go for an attacking move. And then access to Morning Sun, great recovery with amazing bulk. And yeah, I just have really been wanting to try Gouging Fire for a long time, and I have used it once before in my German-speaking league that I was in. However, that league had a bit different rules than what I'm used to, and I was therefore not allowed to bring it and my Uber to the same game, and I ended up bringing my Uber most of the games, so I didn't really get a chance to use Gouging Fire when I had it before, so now is that chance to use Gouging Fire, and I'm excited because I think this Mon is a menace. Up next, we have the all-star of our INT team, Terapagos. Terapagos is a normal type. Its ability, Terra Shell, makes it so it will resist any hit as long as it's at full HP. It has a 95 HP stat, 95 attack stat, 110 defense stat, 105 special attack stat, 110 special defense stat, and 85 in speed. Terapagos is just a very, very versatile Pokemon. It can be used in a multitude of ways. It has coverage for almost every type in the game. It has Stealth Rock, it has Roar, it has Toxic, it has Rapid Spin. This Mon is capable of doing a lot of different things, and I believe it's kind of taken Mew's role of doing that in this generation. And Mew before Generation 9 was my favorite Mon in Draft, and I feel like Terapagos feels a lot like Mew in that regard, so I'm very excited to use it, and this is the second time I'm using it. Hopefully this time we can bring it to a championship. Next up on our draft, we have our Speed Demon Kilowattrel, an electric flying type, and our second Terra captain of the team. It has the abilities Wind Power, which allow it to get boosted by Tailwind. Like, it gets a boost on all of its electric moves. I believe it's the Charge effect, which I believe is its electric moves double in power. Then it has Volt Absorb, which means if it gets hit by an electric attack, it will take the hit and heal off some of the damage it would do. And then it has Competitive, which is an ability where if a stat on Kilowattrel were to drop, it would get a +2 in special attack to make up for that drop. So, Kilowattrel's stats are 70 in HP, 70 in attack, 60 in defense, 105 in special attack, 60 in special defense, and 125 in speed. Kilowattrel, like I said, its job was to be the Speed Demon, and you may think round 4 is a little bit early. Well, you'd be correct. But I did not draft this Pokemon originally. So what happened was I ended up drafting a Pokemon that I was planning to drop in the grace period. and I really, really needed Kilowattrel for my draft. And all the Pokemon in the similar speed tier were going, so another coach actually picked up Kilowattrel for me, and I was going to drop this Pokemon in the grace period if I had gotten Kilowattrel anyway, and so I was assisted in getting this Mon, and they got the Mon that I was going to drop. So, yeah. Point is, I'm very excited to have Kilowattrel as a part of this team. Very, very good speed tier for what we're working with here. And overall, very strong special attacker. And it is our secondary of 2 Terra Captains, our other one being Zarude. So, I'm excited to see what Kilowattrel can do, especially with Terra on this team. And yeah, moving right along to our next pick. For our 5th pick in the draft, we picked Klefki, a Steel Fairy type, with the abilities Prankster, meaning all of its status moves get priority, and Magician, meaning I believe if it were to make contact, or if the opponent makes contact. I forgot which one. But one of them, it will steal the item, which is very, very cool. So Klefki has base 57 in HP, base 80 in attack, base 91 in defense, base 80 in special attack, base 87 in special defense, and base 75 in speed. Not the most impressive type line, or stat line rather, but its typing is amazing. Steel Fairy, probably the best defensive typing in the game, and it works just really well on a support piece like Klefki. Klefki has has access to a lot of support moves. It has Thunder Wave, it has Spikes, it has, I believe, Sunny Day, Rain Dance, Switcheroo, both Light Screen and Reflect. Like, Klefki just has a variety of utility available to it, and there also are sets like Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power, Draining Kiss that are just very threatening, or even Suicide Steel Beam leads. Klefki can do it all, and Klefki was with us last season of WPF, and now it's here again, because it's proven itself to be a staple of the San Antonio Sparce. Up next, we have our Demon, our water type of the team, Araquanid. It's a water bug type with the abilities Water Bubble, which decrease fire power towards Araquanid, prevent it from getting burned, and increase its water attacks, as well as Water Absorb. Same as Volt Absorb, if it gets hit by a water move, it'll just regain a bit of that HP back. It has 68 in HP, 70 in attack, but the attack will be boosted by Water Bubble more often than not. 92 in defense, 50 in special attack, 132 in special defense, and 42 in speed. And Araquanid, it's here to be our water type, and more importantly, set sticky webs for our offense. Zarude, Gouging Fire, Terapagos, all are not the fastest Pokemon in the game, so having that sticky web option, as well as supporting some of our back end of the draft as well, which we'll get into more to later. We drafted some of those Pokemon with Araquanid in mind. Araquanid's basically just here to support all of them, and yeah, I think Araquanid might be either the best or second best sticky web user in the game outside of Rabombi, so I was really excited to add it to the team. And yeah, it's just great for speed control. So, up next we have our Galarian Zapdos, which is a fighting flying type. 90 in HP, 125 in attack, 90 in defense, 85 in special attack, 90 in special defense, and 100 in speed, with the ability Defiant. Basically, this thing hits really hard. Defiant is similar to the aforementioned competitive, and meaning any stat drop that this thing gets, it will get a +2 in attack raise, which in some cases could mean the game, and it also got access to the move Knockoff this generation, in addition to U-Turn, which allows it to switch out a lot easier, and Close Combat and Brave Bird being both base 120 stab moves make Galarian Zapdos hit like a truck. Up next, we have our special breaker of the team, Gengar, a Ghost Poison type, with 60 in HP, 65 in attack, 60 in defense, 130 in special attack, 75 in speed, and 75 in special defense and 110 in speed, with the ability Curse Body. Basically, Curse Body is a small chance to disable the opponent's move, and Gengar just was a much needed, specially offensive breaker that this team was lacking before, and I think it paired really well with our Galarian Zapdos, and overall, I think Gengar can be a menace with sticky webs up, so I was happy to add it to the team. Up next, we have our ground type, which is going to be Piloswine. So Piloswine, ground ice type, 100 in HP, 100 in attack, 80 in defense, 60 in special attack, 60 in special defense, and 50 in speed, with the abilities Oblivious, so it cannot get taunted, Snowcloak, which isn't going to be all that relevant. Actually, I don't even know if it's banned or not, but it's not going to be relevant with this team. And Thick Fat, which reduces the power of both fire and ice moves dealt to Piloswine. So, because Piloswine further evolves into Mamoswine, it can run the Eviolite, which will bolster its defenses, so it effectively has base 120 defense and base 90 special defense instead of 80 and 60, so it's a lot bulkier than you'd think. It has access to moves such as Stealth Rock and Knockoff, which really help, as well as the priority move Ice Shard, and 2 very strong stabs in ground and ice. And overall, for 5 points, I think Piloswine was just a value pick. And now, we're going to get into our last 2 Pokemon, which I know sometimes I like to draft 9 Pokemon. This season, we have all 11. So, up next was a Pokemon I was excited to use, and we're continuing the pig theme here, and we got Grumpig. So Grumpig, it's a Psychic type, 80 in HP, 45 in attack, 65 in defense, 90 in special attack, 110 in special defense, and 80 in speed, with its abilities being Own Tempo, Gluttony, and Thick Fat. Own Tempo prevents confusion, Gluttony causes it to eat its berry at 50% instead of 25%, and Thick Fat, once again, as mentioned with Piloswine, reduces damage from fire and ice moves. So, the main thing I want to highlight here is Gluttony, and my buddy A12QSD actually did a video essay on Grumpig. You all should check that out. But Gluttony, Grumpig is a very real set.